What's up, everyone? It's Francapitanelli. I heard the song Sea of Love the other day by the Honey Drippers. And it really took me back to when the song first came out. I was a little kid, and I honestly did not understand the song or what, they were going for. It came out in '84, and it was at a time where Van Halen was huge. The whole Eddie tapping thing was in every solo that was played on any song on the radio, MTV, or whatever. And so out of left field comes this like 50s classic Sea of Love with Robert Plant singing, which I was very much into, and Jimmy Page playing guitar. And I was like, oh God, Jimmy Page and Robert Plant back together again, doing something just a few years removed from the tragic death of John Bonham. And it's this song from the 50s, which I can't relate to at all. And the solo I couldn't relate to at all because I kept thinking, well, he sounds like he's drunk, when maybe he was, but he was just playing a B-bender. That's all it was. And now that the years have gone by and I have come to appreciate so many different styles of music, except for that just, a couple of small boxes that I had when I was a kid, I really love this song, and especially the solo. I think it's one of Page's best solos, and one of his best B-bender solos, definitely. Because by this point, he was playing the B-bender almost exclusively. You can see around this time, he's wearing his Hawaiian shirt, and he's playing his B-bender. He shows up in a bunch of different spots with that combination of shirt and guitar.
What do you have over here? This is a Telecaster. Is this the one with the?
Well, that's the string bender. Yeah, this is something that was developed. yeah. Well, the thing is, this was developed by Gene Parsons and Clarence White. Mm-hmm. And Clarence White was a guitarist that I heard with the Byrds. It was pretty amazing what he was doing, I know that. I met Gene Parsons at, I think it was in Houston somewhere, and I spoke to him about the string bender, and he actually made this one up, this body, and sent it to me. Now, the original ones, they look like, I don't know whether you call it plywood over, the sort of wood that's in sections like that. That's how they built the mechanism in the early ones. They just made bodies and sold them. But this one's got like a plate on the back.
Oh, wow.
And actually this was sort of pirated. This is like a pirate version.
Now what is the advantage of having this metal piece on the back? What does it do to the sound?
Well, it doesn't really need to be there actually, but
it looks great.
Until you hear the thing, it's. But what it does, if you play a note, and you just sort of, it's like that, you just put sort of, if you're holding it anyway, from the strap, and it just takes it up a tone, and the whole thing is running right down the back here. System of sort of rods and levers and gremlins, and in fact you can make it semitone,
so it
or
only
three semitones or whatever.
The one string down here?
Yeah, so if there was more I wouldn't be able to do it, it's too complicated. The whole problem really was to try and make it instinct, to know the thing, to begin with, those things sort of play lots of horrible wrong notes with it, But no, it's I really like this one. It's great.
So he's really starting to get the hang of the B-bender. Not that he didn't have the hang of it in 1977 or 1979, 76, whatever. A few years removed, with just him and that guitar and not touring, you can definitely hear that he has reached another level. So I guess this album was the idea of Ahmet Ertegun, who was the head of Atlantic Records. He wanted to put out an album of 50s classics. And he had seen Robert Plant with the Honey Drippers doing that kind of stuff, and he approached them about, well, let's do this album. It was an EP, so it only had like 5 or 6 songs on it. And around this time, a lot of those guys that were from the first wave of rock and roll British invasion, guys in the Stones and Led Zeppelin, Beck and Clapton, they were all kind of doing stuff like this. So you had the Honey Drippers, you had this other band, Willie and the Poor Boys, which was Bill Wyman's pickup group. Then there was the Arms concert where they did a benefit for Ronnie Lane. Then they decided to take the whole thing on tour. So that was like huge cast of characters: Page, Beck, Clapton, Charlie Watts, Bill Wyman, and a bunch of top-notch buddies. And Page plays on the Willie and the Poor Boys album as well.
I will be using
this Mellotron pedal again on the strings. So when you hear the string sound, that's what it is. But this song, Sea of Love, was written by Philip Batiste and George Corey, recorded for the first time by Philip Batiste under the name Phil Phillips. That's the first time we heard Sea of Love. And of course it becomes one of the hugest songs of all times, over and over again. And it's pretty simple. G, B7, C, that's the day I knew you were my pet. A7, I wanna tell you just how much I love you. Come with me, my love, to the sea of love. I wanna tell you just how much I love you. Come with me to the sea of and there's a little choir sound too. So the song is in G, but there's a key change right when the solo happens. Key change is to, it's supposed to lift up the song. So we're lifting up a half step from G to A flat. That first note is a toughie, because it bends
more than a whole step.
And that's what this guitar is set to bend for, is
A whole step.
Which makes me think he's either doing it behind the nut, giving it a little extra bend, or he's using a slide for that part and then just punching in. That's actually what I think he's doing, is using the slide. But we're not going to do that. So there's a few tricky things in there after you start. Right here, you have to start in the bend and then release it. Woo. And right here too, same thing. Start in the bend. And that last part is one of those little page tricks where it sounds kind of sloppy because he's trying to do just... But he starts it in the middle, so there's this little like... It's so super fast, you can tell he didn't mean to do it, but that's where all the magic lies. Don't you want to see where the magic lies? Oh my God. That's all for now, folks. Don't forget to subscribe because we need your support and it would be greatly appreciated. We'll see you next time. Francapitanelli, totally into the sound. No doubt about it. There ain't no doubt about it. Come on.
Join our club.
Click it. Click that little thing.